Right, Shalom Akim. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Ruach Kodash. I'd like to double honor the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of rule well, and peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes truth in sincerity. I just want to go through some precepts. I don't have it too long. I had to go to work just now. I'm going to go through some precepts entitled Beware the Leaven of the Pharisees, because I was going through the Genesis breakdown the other day. And I end up sharing it with somebody, and they sent a video back to me sharing where it is like other people philosophies of the Genesis breakdown pertaining to when the Mosai did take a rib from Adam and so forth. And I used to show you how, and even though we know it off, well, I know it off, because we know that Genesis was a book about deep parables. But for somebody who actually don't know, if they was to watch that video, they could get caught up, and they would actually believe that that is what happened. And you'll see that has happened even today in these so-called churches. You'll see that these pastors break down certain things for them, and it is sung very convincing. That is show how important it is to actually know the truth. I got a precept on that first. That is show how important it is to know the truth, because if you actually don't know the correct thing, you could easily get caught up in these other doctrines. Yesterday, the 2 Timothy 2 verse 15, right? It's this study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, right? Say rightfully dividing the word of truth, because a workman, you gotta be able to know how, as the Most High's workman, as a prophet of the Most High, you gotta know how to break down these scriptures the correct way, because you have people all around the world that is break down the scriptures, but they don't break it down according to righteousness. They just do it pertaining to how it is they think it is, because the scriptures told us about that. It's not about how you might think it to be or you might like it to be, but there's one way it actually is. All right, there's 2 Peter 1 verse 20. Right, I'll start from 20. Say, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. And really and truly, when you see these videos of people online giving you that the rib was an actual rib, and Adam had an ex-wife, and all these other breakdowns, most of them just watching it from their own perception. But as a man of the Most High, you know that the scripture was written in allegories and right? It was written in allegories and dark sayings, because it wasn't written for everybody to understand, and it was written for some to interpret and then teach it to others. I have a perfect example of that in what Matthew. Perfect example in Matthew 10. Somewhere in Matthew 10 it is. Yeah, Matthew 10. Matthew 10 verse 27, right? They say, what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light. You understand? Because we know that these scriptures are written in parables and dark sayings. Say, that which I tell you in darkness, that teach ye in light. And what ye hear in the air, that preach ye upon the housetops. So all these people are actually breaking down these scriptures, thinking all these things to be literal. They don't understand the scriptures. Because as the scripture, as it says in the scripture, it says a glory for the Most High to conceal a thing, and it's a glory for kings to search out a matter. So it's a glory for kings to search out a matter. So it's not just something you think you could read to yourself and understand completely. They say when you ought to be teachers, you had need of one teach you again. But these people you'll see breaking it down online, they're just giving you their perception of what it is they think based on what it is they read, not knowing that that is not how the scriptures are interpreted. Right? So there's the second is just 14. I'll start from 1, right? It's saying, it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here am I, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talked with him when my people served in Egypt, right? And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, right? And I told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times. That's how Moses was able to write books like Genesis when he wasn't even present. Well, he wasn't present in the flesh, right? The secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. So, even the scriptures explain here that the Most High told the prophets to write the scriptures in parables and dark sayings. So later on, it will have to be interpreted through the Spirit, because it was through the Spirit that was able to write it, and then later through the Spirit that was able to interpret it. So it's not something that a person could just read and think that they could understand at face value. It doesn't work that way, right? Nice. Ephesians. Ephesians. Ephesians 3 verse. Yeah. Ephesians 3, I'll start from 3. They say, how that by revelation he made known unto me the mystery, as I wrote afore in few words, right? They say, whereby when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge in the mystery of Mashiach, because you already had the Spirit with you to understand that mystery. If not, it will be like a book unto you that which is sealed, right? They say, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, because back then Men used to go through the law, they used to read the law, but it didn't have the proper understanding of what the scriptures did actually mean. Even Daniel himself, he didn't really understand plenty of his dreams, especially one with the four beasts. Right? Right. The sons of men, as it is now revealed unto his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit. And you'll see these people, these Pharisees, online, in churches, and also at different places. They don't have the Spirit of the Most High with them to be able to comprehend these things. They just breaking it down according to what it is they think or how it sounds to them. Even most people, when they read scriptures, they would even read it at face value. They would say, see love, all right. God is love. God is just love alone. Now they'll tell themselves. And whenever they see something that look harsh, nah, I don't mean that. It have a different meaning to it. Because they don't have the Spirit of the Most High working with them. They just want to hear the nice parts or what seem pleasing to them. But they don't understand the scriptures. And even some that do have a little understanding, that is reject it. Right? This is in Matthew 16. Matthew 16, I'll start from Matthew 16, I'll start from 6. Alright? I'll start from 6. I see. And then Yahushua said unto them, to take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread. Back in them days, the apostles was still Greek. They didn't understand things parabolic that much. Just like these people breaking it down today. They don't understand the parables. They just watching it at face value and they thinking it's literal bread. It's the same thing. Yeah, we have taken no bread. Verse 8. Which when Yahushua perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? But you know exactly what I was coming from. They said, do ye not yet understand, neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets he took up? It said neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many baskets he took up, Salakia. See, how is it that ye do not understand that I speak it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? You understand? You'll even see in it have a precept in Ezekiel where it said I think it's in Ezekiel where he said, eat this roll and go preach unto the house of Israel. That roll represent what? The scriptures, the knowledge, but is a parable. It said then, verse 12, it said, then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. Because really and truly, there's supposed to be something unadulterated. So you're not supposed to mix anything with it. Anytime you start to study the truth and you learn it one way, and then you want to go and mix something else into it, it wouldn't be the truth anymore. It's like you take water and you mix Kool-Aid. It wouldn't be water. It would be juice. You understand? So he did warn them not to mix any strange doctrines in with the truth. I have another perfect example of that. Now the scriptures say, well, I'm not going to read that. It's paraphrasing. Now the scriptures say a little leaven the whole lump. It had to be a new bottle. And to be a new bottle is to what? Is to get rid of all the old things. You gotta get rid of all that old stuff and become new. Right, it says Acts 2. Acts 2 verse 42. It says, and they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in prayers. It said there concerning the apostles' doctrine, because that is the doctrine that the apostles passed on to them, that they learned from Yahushua Mashiach, the correct way, because it had people that were wrong who was teaching the doctrine also, but they didn't understand it. But the ones who had the understanding through Yahushua, and who they learned from, they had to actually they had to actually do it according to how it is they were taught, which is something that men sometimes don't do, and that has caused them to fall off, because they'll be taught one way to break down the scriptures, and then they will go and do it a next way and get themselves in trouble. I'll read it over. Right, to say, and they continue steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine, not according to how you feel it should be, or not according to how these people is breaking down in the world, but according to how it is you were taught to do it, because that is the ordinance going down. You can't learn something and then want to go and do it somewhere else, another way. It don't work like that, especially now with the scriptures. You wouldn't go years in school and learn that 1 and 1 is 2, and then when you go out there, you're saying 1 and 1 is 3. You wouldn't do that. It's supposed to be done a certain way. You're supposed to do it in the ordinance of how it is you were taught. The same way the apostles did from Yahushua, and the people who the apostles taught, is the same way they did it going down. When you start to change it, it becomes different. Right? That was scripture I just had in my mind and jump out. I just had it right. I get it back. The water. You're about to show me how shy. Look at here. Because like I say, it had men who was teaching the scriptures even back then, but they didn't have the understanding of the scriptures. That is why when they used to ask Yahushua Mashiach questions and used to cut them, they used to be like the scriptures say, used to be amazed at his doctrine, because he was using the same scriptures, but how he was breaking it down was different to how they used to break it down, because they didn't have the understanding. So there's Matthew 22. Verse 29. Now, even you go higher up, that was talking about like regeneration. But I will just read the point, right? Say, there's Matthew 22, verse 29. It say, Yahushua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. So even back then, when they used to ask him foolish questions pertaining to the scriptures, he had to cut them because they didn't understand the scriptures. And not only that, they was using the scriptures maliciously, because they was trying to actually deceive him and trying to make him look bad. But all these small precepts pertaining to beware the leaven of the Pharisees, because if you're not properly learnt, it's easy to actually fall to these things or get caught up in it. A man mightn't be too versed in the scriptures and might go and read the book of Enoch and mess himself up. The scriptures talk about the study of many books. This should be the main study, and not just to study this book, but to have guidance to do it the correct way. Right, to have guidance to do it the correct way, so that you will do it according to righteousness. Yeah, Shalom. redemption right now. Yahweh Shem Yashai Brakata. That scripture that is Ecclesiastes 12 verse 12. It say, and further, by these my son be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is a weariness of the mind. After a while, you start to get caught. You study the scriptures, you learn the scriptures, and then you start to get caught up in the leaven of the Pharisees, all these different doctrines. What's going to happen to you? They go start to interfere with your mind. Like, our next thing is these psychology books people like to read. Sometimes you're reading so much of books about psychology that it start to mess with your head. You got to be careful with these things. The scriptures say, be not over righteous, neither be over wise. So you really have to be careful when you're dealing up in these other doctrines, especially if your spirit not strong enough. And don't ever try to take those doctrines and mix it in to the truth that you learn, because that is when you go end up in their class. Because the reason why they are where they are, because they are not of the truth. And if you learn the truth and you start to mix the leaven of the Pharisees into the truth, then you'll end up in their seat, which is not something to do. God, the scriptures say in Revelations, so yeah, just the other day, Revelations 22 verse, I'll read from 18, right? Say, for I test, Revelation 22 verse 18, it say, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in Egypt. You understand? So, scriptures tell you have a sure destruction for you. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things that are written in this book. So it have penalties for adding in just because you find it singing better, and it have penalties for taking out just because you mightn't like how that song. Or even if you don't have the knowledge of it, you can still have to pay for it. So that is why you had to always study to understand the scriptures. Make sure you're breaking it down properly, and also make sure that you don't mix anything else with it. And even when you're going on, even if you had to go and learn about other doctrines for edificational purposes, always pray and ask for strength, and do not mix the both of them together. Because if your spirit not strong enough, those doctrines could actually mess you up. That's why scriptures tell you to be steadfast in the apostles' doctrine. You take something that will actually be nutrients for your spirit and actually build you up. And don't go and roam about in other things that not expedient for you. You understand? And with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. I'd like to double honor the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes truth in sincerity. There's your Abba from Trinidad camp saying, Shalom.